Hey sports fans, Coach Nick here and welcome to B-Ball Breakdown. Well, crazy things are happening right now. Dwight Howard might be with the Nets by the time we're done with this post, but I wanted to talk about Nash going to the Lakers and the effect it'll have primarily on the offense. There is a lack of shooters right now in the Lakers, and I think that Nash is going to have to adjust to that. However, there's no question that there's going to be some major differences and improvements with the Laker offense. Ettore Messina is no longer with the coaching staff of the Lakers, so now it's not clear who's going to be able to sit down and adjust the offense enough to suit Steve Nash's style. Let's look at the spot-up shots first. The Lakers were pretty average with their spot-up shooting, but it turns out it was simply because Derek Fisher and Metta World Peace held them back. They combined for more than 20% of the Lakers' spot-ups. With Fisher gone and Nash creating more opportunities, there is no doubt the Lakers will improve in this area. With Nash's penetration abilities, he can compress the defense and is also an extremely accurate passer when he kicks for the spot-up shot. The Lakers suffered last year with Sessions going to the basket a little bit out of control and not always accurate on his kickouts. Here, Metta World Peace has to move over to catch it and then makes it anyway. Nash has such great feel, he can turn a bad play into a good one with that beautiful touch pass right to Dudley's chest. In contrast, the Lakers were often disorganized on offense. Here, Steve Blake almost falls out of bounds before McRoberts starts wandering around with a dribble, and when they do get a spot up in the corner, it's a hurried shot by Blake falling out of bounds. This is the kind of thing that Nash could fix. And because Blake wasn't a penetration threat, it caused Powell to be a facilitator and took away a lot of his shots. And Sessions wasn't as consistent as Nash is in penetrating and making good decisions. Here he can't get to the basket, and as a result, when they swing it around, it forces Metta World Peace to have to create, and there's Troy Murphy, who won't be in the Lakers again, I don't think, bricking another shot in the corner. With Kobe Bryant, the Lakers will always rely somewhat on isolation, but when you look at the Suns' rank, even though it was pretty bad, Steve Nash did very well as an isolation player, and he'll probably make sure that Kobe takes less isolations and is more effective in them. So you'll have to imagine Nash in there creating some penetration opportunities and kickouts, and that won't require Kobe Bryant to have to ISO and hit so many of these tough shots that he took all season long that ultimately wore him down. While the Suns didn't run as often to save Steve Nash's legs, they were much more efficient than the Lakers were with their fast break. And look at Nash's possessions plus assists numbers in transition. He was just about the best fast break guard last year with an unbelievable 1.838 points per possession. I expect the Lakers to run at least 10.5% of the time. Second only to maybe Rondo in the fast break, Nash has a unique ability to hit players both accurately and with proper timing. And very few players can throw the 50-foot pass right. Imagine this is Kobe on the other side getting that ball and ISOing and pulling up. And if Nash can make Jared Dudley into a decent NBA player, imagine Metta World Peace and Kobe getting these passes and knocking down shots. And I'll also imagine Kobe and Metta World Peace and maybe even Gasol being able to leak out and get beautiful passes like that for layups. And Laker fans finally got a point guard that could push the pace and run a fast break. However, he's not nearly as good as Nash is in his decision making at full speed. Looking at the pick and roll ball handler play, the Lakers got good play from Sessions and Kobe, but suffered overall with Blake and Fisher dragging them down. I expect the Lakers to run many more of these plays with Steve Nash, somewhere in the middle between 8 and 14%. And I also expect to see Kobe have to do a lot less. Certainly, he won't get anywhere near 36% of his team's plays when you have an even better pick and roll guard in Nash as his teammate. One reason Nash is so good is because of that famous coming off a screen off one leg runner floater over the big man. One big adjustment that Nash will have to make is where the center is on the screen and roll with the power forward. You'll see Gortat high, where you'll know Bynum will be down low on the weak side, and when Gasol screens for him, he's not going to pop to the three-point line to shoot that. And I want you to compare how Nash can get penetration anytime he wants on a screen and roll and kick it if he has to or finish. Imagine Bynum not missing that layup. In contrast, Blake almost never can turn the corner on that screen and roll, putting a lot of pressure on guys like Metta World Peace to make shots. The Lakers did get decent pick and roll play though when they had Sessions, and he did get to the basket and could finish better than certainly Blake or Fisher. But he's not as consistent as Nash is in his decision making. And let's face it, the Lakers have never had a guy that could straight up knock down shots off of screens like he can. Because Blake simply cannot penetrate off the dribble on a screen and roll, it put a lot of pressure on Pau Gasol to create his own shot. Nash will eliminate that pressure. And he's so dangerous moving without the ball that when he can come around and then get a screen for the ball, he has a variety of shots he can make in the lane that make him deadly from anywhere on the court. And finally, the most staggering difference will be the pick and roll man play, where the Lakers were downright awful at 25th in the league. Steve Nash dragged his team of average players to a ranking of 2nd in the league with a ridiculous 60.5% adjusted field goal percentage. And the one guy that's going to benefit the most by far is Pau Gasol. In a play like this, I want you to add a little hair to Gortat and pretend that that's Pau Gasol getting these kind of shots. I don't think he's going to airball layups like Gortat did. Now imagine that's Kobe setting a screen for him. Nash gets so much focus, he'll clear up shots for everybody in the Lakers. Just look at his skill. He can do a behind-the-back left-handed pass on the numbers to a roll man popping. And I want you to imagine this is Bynum screening high for Steve Nash and rolling to the hoop. Watch how Nash has a presence of mind to continue holding the ball and then jump it off beautifully. So there you have it, sports fans. The defense is also going to be an issue, but Steve Nash actually isn't rated as bad as you might think defensively according to Synergy Sports. And I think that they could hide him enough where he's not going to kill them. What their issue now is going to be the bench and getting any kind of outside shooting. But their top 5 is as good as anybody in the league. However, I still don't see, without another improvement at the 3 position and anything on the bench, they're not going to vault over the Spurs or the Thunder, and they'll probably be stuck in the same spot they were this year. Well, stay tuned for lots more B-Ball Breakdown, and don't forget, we're not a channel, we're a conversation. You win,